This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. May the 16th. Let's get right to the forecast now. Good morning, John Skull.
Good morning to you guys. Man, was it hot yesterday. 94 degrees.
When I stepped out the door this morning, it was humid.
Yes, you can feel it, can't you? Yeah, it's kind of sticky out there. It feels kind of humid. We are on our way to another really warm day. Temperatures across the boards are, again, this morning running on the warm side. And no reason to think we won't get into those 90s again this afternoon. A lot of sunshine around. The satellite view shows plenty of sunshine, not much in the way of any kind of cloud. We are looking for a lot of high UV indexes across the entire area today. No rain in the forecast for the morning hours, maybe a few scattered showers during the evening hours, kind of like yesterday. 10% chance is what we'll give it. And we'll put the daytime high in the low to mid 90s across the region. So again, a warm one. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a few.
Talk to you soon, John. Look at that already on 14th Street West, which is also US 41. It's just south of Cortez, heading southbound. A slowdown there already. Not sure why. Farther south now into Sarasota County. That's a little slowdown we see there on Mound as it goes from the Bayfront around toward 41. And then farther south on the maps, we'll check that and see a little slowdown on 41 northbound, just north of Nokomis. 5:02 now on your Tuesday morning. Topping the news this half hour, the city of Palmetto is cracking down on abandoned boats.
City Council met yesterday to discuss a new proposal. Our Rick Adams tells us more on how that issue is already affecting some Suncoast communities.
Well, abandoned boats here on the Palmetto waterfront has become a little bit of an issue. City officials are now talking about on how best to handle this problem. At times, abandoned boats have become an eyesore here on the Suncoast, including Manatee County and Palmetto. Chad Nimmons is a boat owner who is happy to hear that the city of Palmetto is taking a proactive approach to the problem.
As long as they're abandoned for more than a few months, it's a great thing to get rid of some of them.
The city of Palmetto has received complaints about boats going adrift, and there's even a boat sunk right now in the Manatee River, which raises a lot of environmental concerns. This has led Palmetto's police chief, Scott Tyler, to push for an ordinance that focuses on these derelict boats.
We have an abandoned property ordinance already on the books, and it mirrors state statute that addresses that, but it really doesn't specifically address boats or boats on the water. So that's one thing that we want to kind of do.
Tyler says the tweaked ordinance would give clearer guidelines on how a vessel is to be disposed of. The plan is to have an ordinance that mirrors Manatee County's abandoned vessel ordinance, which would make it much easier for the city to get assistance from the county and help make state funding more accessible. Boat owner Fred Towdy tells us he has some mixed feelings about this issue.
Some of them are an eyesore, but you got to give people the benefit of the doubt if they take the time to get back and repair the boat. So I guess if they're going to have penalties, they should have some warnings and time, give people time to at least try and do the right thing.
Currently, there are state penalties for environmental issues associated with these abandoned boats, and an owner of a derelict boat is responsible for costs associated with disposing a vessel. And next up with all this, a public hearing is scheduled for June 5th, so that'll give city officials a chance to hear what folks have to say. Reporting from the Palmetto waterfront, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
This morning in Northport, firefighters continue to battle a 3,500-acre fire that broke out over the weekend. The wildfire began on Saturday at the RV Griffin Preserve. Crews are still out on the scene monitoring those hot spots. Now, it is only about 35% contained right now, but fire officials say they believe they have it under control. They're cutting fire breaks into the landscape in hopes of stopping the fire from spreading any further.
Some pockets in some areas, even some complete blocks that did not burn, and so what we want to do is we want to make sure that some of those hot spots that are adjacent to the unburned areas, that they don't kick up.
The smoke and ash from that fire is expected to linger in the area over the next few days. And the Suncoast is not the only area fighting flames. A grass fire in South Florida has now burned some 2,500 acres. The fire began on Sunday morning, possibly by an off-road vehicle. As of Monday, there were nearly 130 active wildfires still burning in the Sunshine State. And so far this year, some 170,000 acres have burned across Florida. All
right, back in this area now, day 2 of a triple murder trial begins in a few hours in Manatee County. Attorneys presented opening arguments yesterday. The trial of Andres Avalos, he's facing 3 counts of first-degree murder in the death of his wife on the far right there, her friend Denise Potter in the middle, and Reverend Tripp Battle. The state is arguing that Avalos acted out of jealousy, suspicious that his wife was having an affair. The defense doesn't dispute he did it, but is focusing on his mental health issues.
The allegations or the things that he believed was in his head, what he thought was actually going on. I've had conversations with them where he, like I said, he truly believed there was people out to kill him because of his past.
So day 2 resumes in 3.5 hours. If convicted, Avalos could be sentenced to the death penalty.
As part of National Police Week, the Bradenton Police Department is honoring the only 2 officers from the department who have been killed in the line of duty. Officers Steve Bennett and Carl Cox will both be honored during the Manatee County Law Enforcement Memorial Service on Thursday. Following that service, a memorial for them will be unveiled that will be displayed in the main lobby of that police department. That ceremony is open to the public and will be held at 10:30 on Thursday morning.
Happening today, also part of National Police Week, Venice hosting the 2017 Sarasota County Law Enforcement Memorial Service. Events include a roll call of Florida's 2016 fallen officers, the posting of colors and the national anthem. Service starts at 10 o'clock this morning at the First Baptist Church of Venice on West Miami Avenue.
Well, as Ringling Brothers gets close to calling the curtain for good, the owner of the circus is preparing to debut its new live superhero show. Feld Entertainment in Ellenton is announcing its new show, Marvel Universe Live. Fans of the comic book characters can see their favorite superheroes all in one place, including characters from Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and the Avengers, and plenty of villains too, of course. The show will premiere on July 7th in Los Angeles and will tour the U.S. and Canada through 2019. It'll make some stops in Tampa and 4 other Florida cities.
The USF Sarasota Manatee campus is set to receive its largest donation ever. A graduate named Bill Mariotti plans to eventually donate $3.5 million. He says he has no children and will give the money to his alma mater in his will. He says it makes sense to leave a legacy to an institution that's been a community resource for more than 40 years.
Well, this is my hometown. This is a great institution. It's here in Sarasota. And it's important to give back to the community. I want to see future students, adults succeed and have a place to come.
Well, they don't have it yet, but they've already want to know how they want to spend it. They'll go toward facilities, a visiting scholar program, scholarships for student athletes, and also for business students as well.
Local fishermen here on the Suncoast brought in their final catch yesterday of this year's season of stone crabs. The early numbers from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission show nearly 2.5 million pounds of stone crab claws were landed this year, with a value of about $26 million in total. Those numbers are slightly down from last year, but local fishermen say their haul seems about normal.
It was average for me. I did about the same as I did last year. I only fished 450 traps, and they were productive, but I had my losses, some storms, boaters cutting some traps off. I ended up losing like 100 traps.
The Florida stone crab season runs from October 15th and ended yesterday, May 15th.
Happening today, a generous group of fraternity brothers will be cycling through Sarasota. They actually cycle 850 miles from Miami to Tallahassee to raise funds and bring awareness to those with disabilities. The Gear Up Florida team consists of men from across the country who are members of the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity. Each cyclist raises $2,500 to be involved in the race. The organization has raised more than $15 million since it was established back in 1977. This is National Bike Month, and you could take part by biking to work this Friday. Sarasota County government is encouraging employees and all residents to try something different. It's another way to maintain good health. It's good for the environment and also serves as a stress reliever. If you do bike to work, please share a photo and send it to us, our Facebook page, mysuncoast.com, ABC7. I would absolutely ride to work every day if I didn't have this particular position. I couldn't arrive all sweaty.
Yeah.
My tie stuck in my spokes.
Yeah, it wouldn't work very well.
Let alone at that hour. You probably don't want to be riding your bike around.
That's true. So. He comes close to, he takes a moped.
Motorcycle, please.
Oh.
You know, I think if I had a bigger bike lane, I would consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of scary there, going down Fruitville Road on a bicycle.
Oh, I know. There is a bike lane there, and I have done
There
it. But
is.
It is dicey.
There's a little bike lane.
Yeah.
We have across the region today, again, some very warm temperatures. It'd be a tough go if you wanted to bicycle to work this morning, I'll tell you what. Humid and warm. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, well, still ahead, early residents from the 20s and 30s built many homes right here on the Suncoast. Just ahead, we'll take you to where they're still standing today.
And next half hour, 4 fraternity brothers have come forward in a 2013 hazing death of a fellow college student. Stay with us.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
The temperatures across the region again are on the warm side again this morning, 72 degrees. The dew points have risen a few degrees. We're now at 67. We have an east wind coming in at about 8. Kind of a light east wind will allow again for a sea breeze to develop in the afternoon. But the wind is a little stronger than it was 24 hours ago. So I think the sea breeze that does develop will probably be a little bit closer to the coastline today. Won't travel as far inland. Consequently, inland temperatures are going to get a little warmer than they were yesterday. And they were pretty warm yesterday. Look for mid-90s in Wauchula, Arcadia, and Mayaca. 70 degrees right now, 72 in Arcadia, 71 Mayaca, 71 in Parish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 73. Northport, you've got 74 degrees this morning. Warm and sticky. 75 in Venice, Englewood, 74 Longboat Key. Across the region, the high-pressure ridge has now drifted out into the Atlantic. It will continue to drift a little further out into the Atlantic, and we develop this easterly wind flow around its underbelly that'll be kind of consistent over the next several days. Now, we'll continue to take Atlantic moisture and kind of bring it right across the peninsula into our area. We have a series of low-pressure areas back to the west. Those really will not bother us all that much, but they will be a focal point today for some strong storms, possibly some strong tornadoes. As we head into the afternoon hours, we'll be watching very carefully areas of Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, parts of Texas for the potential of some severe weather. For us, the high-pressure ridge is what it's all about. A lot of sunshine around today. That sinking dome of air kind of heating up the bottom layers of the atmosphere. General easterly wind increasing the humidity. All in all, another really steamy day. Warm again, maybe a few coastal showers. In fact, I think the location of those showers might be a little bit closer to the coast. Yesterday, we saw the heaviest of the rain around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. I think we might see a few heavier storms a little bit further north today, and then even further north again tomorrow, encompassing most all of the Suncoast. Increasing humidity making it feel very sticky and warm. Obviously plenty of sunshine around this area of high pressure with the only clouds far away. There's a little area of low pressure down over Cuba, and that may help bring a little bit more moisture northward over the next 24 hours. The high pressure ridge, though, is going to be pretty firm, pretty fast in our forecast philosophies over the next 24 hours. So like yesterday when we had that strong east wind, a temperature of 94, we picked up a few showers, especially around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I think today maybe we'll see a few more inching their way up toward Venice and maybe even a little further north of that. There is the potential for a few thunderstorms in the very southern tip of the state. Maybe one or two pops of lightning in our neck of the woods today. But again, the majority of the action is going to occur back to the west where there is a marginal risk of severe weather. Forecast for us today looks pretty good in terms of rainfall down the road. Not so much for the next couple of days. Daytime high temperatures will consequently be very warm, coming in about 8 to 9 degrees above average. And as we head into the weekend, our rain chances will go up as we see a little upper-level feature kind of help aid in the shower and thunderstorm production across the region. Go with about a 40 to 50% chance on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back to you guys.
All right, taking a look at traffic this morning, looks like the Green Bridge as you head into downtown Bradenton really seeing a slowdown, which is surprising at this hour of the morning. Also, as you head into downtown Bradenton, that area seeing some congestion, and State Road 70 seeing a little bit more cars on the roadway than normal at this hour. I-75 looking clear as we head into Sarasota County. Looks like some congestion on Fruitville, Bee Ridge Road rather, as you head towards I-75. And in South County, looks like congestion isn't too bad. There is an accident, though, it looks like, towards I-75 as you head south across that area. Well, we all know you can live on the Suncoast for decades and still discover fascinating places and things that you never knew existed. I've only lived here for a few months, and I still feel like I have a million things I have to see and accomplish here.
Oh, yeah, me too. And I've been here a lot longer. All right, make some popcorn. Here we go. Linda Carson takes us to a well-kept secret along Philippi Creek.
The Old Main Colony is located just off Philippi Creek. It's in the Philippi Crest community, and it consists of 45 homes and a community center.
It was called the Main Colony because most of the early residents came from Maine.
That was a group of actually railroad men for the most part that came down and they built their homes here. A lot of the historic homes you'll see in this area in from the 20s and 30s were built by them.
They built a wide range of homes.
There's 1 2-story over on Ashton. Most of them are single-story, and some of them are really tiny because they were built as winter homes.
And they were built of sturdy material.
So much of the foundations and the building supplies were brought in from New England, and that's why so many of them have lasted.
Fran Lawrence moved here from Maine with her parents when she was 11 years old.
Ours was the 2-story New England style, but I'm sure they adapted for the cross breezes and overhangs that before air conditioning. So, but they're all little cottages, bungalows and cottages, and well-kept yards.
And they built amenities.
On the other side of Ashton Road, there was a small golf course that they built for their entertainment, too. They also had access to the creek. There was a boat dock, and they would have canoes and things, and they would go into the creek.
And they built this neighborhood clubhouse.
They actually brought the wood for this clubhouse down from Maine on barges and then up through Philippi Creek, and built the clubhouse with wood from Maine, and it was reputedly built on the backs of money they made having bean suppers.
Life revolved around the clubhouse.
This was where they had potlucks and Mother's Day dinners and lunches and events, game nights.
In the 1980s, the clubhouse fell out of popularity and into disrepair. Now it's reborn.
In 2010, we started again, and we've been cleaning and building and fixing and painting and turning it into a hub for activities.
And they have events for all ages.
We have everything from ice cream socials to birthday parties, all the way up to card games and bridge, house concerts, and potlucks.
And those who started this club back in the 1920s would be delighted to know that it's still used as much today as it was in their day. They have more than 12 major events a year here, and it's still the heart and soul of the Philippi Crest community. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
I had no idea that was out there.
Me neither.
Beautiful, too. Nice hardwood floors inside. You saw during the interview there. Nice building.
Looks very, very nice. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast as college graduation comes and goes. We'll tell you one of the highest paid salaries right out of school.
Next half hour, a Wisconsin prisoner is dead, and the cause is stirring a lot of concern everywhere. Stay with us.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Heading toward a hot Tuesday, 5:23 right now.
Well, this is certainly an interesting story. A major airline is testing facial recognition for its baggage check.
Here's this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bite, speeding up the airport check-in process.
Delta Airlines will soon test a self-service baggage drop. It uses facial recognition to verify identity instead of an agent.
It'll compare your face with your passport photo. The airline will test it out this summer in Minneapolis.
Meanwhile, Lowe's is trying out a new exoskeleton.
Yeah, so the company says it helps employees lift and move heavy objects more easily. They're trying it out at a store in Virginia for now. No word on when it might be used more widely.
Pretty cool. And we have some new numbers this morning showing the average starting salary for college graduates is almost $50,000.
Wow. Who are these people? Well, apparently, a lot of the top salaries are tech-related. Software developers, $65,000 a year. Engineers, $63,000. Scientists and researchers, over $58,000.
What was your starting salary?
That's not my ending salary.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a good one.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Safelite.
When your windshield needs to be fixed, trust Safelite Auto Glass. For these parents, driving around was the only way to get their baby to sleep. So when their windshield got cracked,
drive this car?
They wanted it fixed right, so they scheduled with Safelite. Our exclusive True Seal technology means a strong, reliable bond every time. At Safelite, we stand behind our work. Bye-bye. Because the ones you love sit behind it.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Allergy symptoms distracting you? Doctors recommend taking Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief. Claritin provides powerful, non-drowsy 24-hour relief for fewer interruptions from the amazing things you do every day. Live Claritin Clear every day.
You could spend days weeding through financial documents to refinance your home, or you could push that button. Skip the paperwork and get a mortgage solution in minutes. Lift the burden of getting a home loan with Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday, and I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, a bombshell allegation, new reports of the president sharing classified information with a Russian leader.
Plus, the parents of a Penn State teenager killed in a fraternity hazing ritual earlier this year say that was no accident, what they're now coming forward and claiming.
And SpaceX successfully launches their 6th aircraft of the year. We'll tell you what they hope their latest rocket will safely bring to space. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And we're also covering Capitol Hill. There's a beautiful shot as dawn is breaking there. Does it seem lighter there than it is here?
It does. has, but I mean, we're in a studio, so I'm not exactly sure what it looks like, but that's beautiful out there.
When we take shots of the Rosemary District where we are at this hour of the day, it's pitch black.
Maybe John has some insight into why that is.
He's going to tell us about the curvature of the Earth and why it's lighter in Washington than it is in Florida. Let's get right to that. The suspense is building. She's Jacqueline, I'm Ray, and this is John. Take it away.
I think it's the elevation of the camera myself. I don't know. I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing.
We thought you were going to come up with some scientific, great explanation for this.
Nah.
But that works too.
Nah, I think the height of the camera, I think, is probably the deal there. We are looking at some pretty nice weather across the region today. We have a big ridge of high pressure sitting over the Florida Peninsula and again providing us with cloud-free sunny skies. We are already starting off warm and on our way to some very warm temperatures today. Daytime highs like yesterday will probably top out in the mid to lower 90s. Now, across the region, there's no rain falling, but there will probably be a few scattered showers today. We'll call it again like yesterday, about 10% coverage, mostly close to the coast. Daytime highs, again, warm, and that'll be the case for the next several days. Talk about the rain forecast over the weekend, which should be a little bit better, coming up in just a few. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John. Look at that. The western of the two bridges, the Green Bridge from Palmetto into Bradenton, is already slow. Must be a construction project going on there. Otherwise, clear right now in Manatee County. Sarasota County shows a little slowdown there at as you drive away from Clark and Stickney Point there on 41. Nothing major, though. And then farther south in the maps, we'll see a little accident there. We see a red triangle. No reason why yet. We're going to find out why. It looks like an accident within that little icon. We hope to have a explanation shortly. 5:31 now on your Tuesday morning.
Well, we're following some top local stories for you here on the Suncoast this morning.
Firefighters in Northport are still battling a 3,000-acre brush fire. As of now, it's just 35% contained.
And it's also National Police Week this week, and the Venice Police Department is hosting the 2017 Sarasota County Law Enforcement Memorial Service. The event includes a roll call of Florida's 2016 fallen officers. That'll happen today at 10 a.m. at the First Baptist Church in Venice.
The University of South Florida Sarasota Manatee campus has a big reason to celebrate. They're set to receive a $3.5 million donation, their biggest ever. Bill Mariotti is an alumnus of USF. He says it makes sense to leave a legacy to an institution that's been a community resource for more than 40 years. Big news for them. Topping our news this half hour, did President Trump tell highly classified secrets last week to a top Russian official?
ABC's Janae Norman joins us from our nation's capital with the very latest.
The bombshell allegations rocking the West Wing.
I was in the room. It didn't happen.
National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster denying the Washington Post report that President Trump shared highly classified information during this meeting with Russia's foreign minister and U.S. ambassador in the Oval Office.
The story that came out tonight, as reported, is false. The president and the foreign minister reviewed a range of common threats to our two countries, including threats to civil aviation. At no time were intelligence sources or methods discussed.
According to the Post, the classified information about an ISIS plot in Syria was given to the U.S. by a partner and is so sensitive that not even other allies have access to it. That Oval Office meeting was already under scrutiny. It came just a day after the president suddenly fired FBI Director James Comey and less than a month after Trump described U.S.-Russia relations at an all-time low. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who was also in the room, saying they did not discuss sources, methods, or military operations. But no one at the White House specifically addressing the main allegation in the story that President Trump revealed classified information and in doing so may have jeopardized critical intelligence sharing operations.
That's really shocking. The suggestion that he might have shared highly classified information inappropriately with the Russian foreign minister is deeply troubling.
The story sounding alarms for lawmakers on both sides of the aisle.
If it's accurate, it'd be troubling.
As president, Trump has the power to declassify information, but still the leading Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee is now asking intelligence leaders and the administration to brief the committee on what was shared during that meeting. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump's meeting last week had already raised alarm bells in Washington, primarily because it came one day after he decided to fire FBI Director James Comey, while the Bureau investigated his campaign's alleged ties to Russia.
Other news now, the fiancé of former New England Patriots star Aaron Hernandez is now talking about his death. He was convicted in 2015 of the murder of a semi-pro football player and sentenced to life in prison. He was found dead in his prison cell in April. In an emotional interview, Shayana Jenkins Hernandez shares the moment when she found out her fiancé had killed himself.
At first I thought it was a hoax. I thought that, this was some cruel person. Cute. I thought it was a cruel person playing a trick on me.
Another portion of the interview will air today on the Dr. Phil Show.
Opioid epidemics are everywhere, but a drug has now taken a life in a Wisconsin prison cell. Investigators say a highly potent drug was found in the system of an inmate who died recently at the Milwaukee House of Corrections. 2 weeks ago, 52-year-old inmate Lawrence McMorris was found unresponsive. He later died at the hospital. His death is being attributed to carfentanil, a compound found in elephant tranquilizer, and is 50 times more powerful than heroin. A medical examiner's office is now considering McMorris's death accidental.
The parents of the 19-year-old fraternity brother in Penn State are now speaking out about his death. A grand jury found that Tim Piazza was put through a hazing ritual called the Gauntlet, forced to drink dangerous amounts of alcohol in a short amount of time. Prosecutors say surveillance video shows him unable to stand and repeatedly falling. His frat brothers didn't call for help for some 12 hours. His parents have some strong words for the other students who are charged in his death.
In my mind, it was murder. They let him suffer for 12 hours. They let him die a very slow death. It's not any way anybody should ever be treated. There were people in that house that knew he was dying, and when they knew that death was imminent the next morning, they waited 42 minutes to call for help while they told people to clean up, cover up the evidence, get rid of it. This wasn't boys being boys. This was criminal activity.
Doctors told the parents their son would have survived if 911 had been called earlier.
And another Pennsylvania family is coping with the loss of their son after his death, involving their son's fraternity as well.
As reporter Eric Debiel tells us, 4 students are facing manslaughter charges after another hazing ritual.
One after another, 4 fraternity members entered the Monroe County Courthouse Monday, each pleading guilty to charges of voluntary manslaughter and hindering apprehension.
It's a long time coming. We've had this case now for almost 3 full years.
In December 2013, prosecutors say Chun Michael Dang was made to wear a backpack filled with 30 pounds of sand in the backyard of this home near Long Pond. He was repeatedly tackled by fraternity brothers with Pi Delta Psi from Baruch College in New York City in a hazing ritual called the glass ceiling.
It was a ritual, very physically demanding ritual, where the decedent was blindfolded and subjected to multiple impacts against his body that ultimately resulted in blunt force trauma and his death.
Investigators say Kenny Kwan was the last of about a dozen brothers to tackle the victim. He may have had a 15-foot running head start.
Charles, are you sorry for what happened?
Prosecutors say Charles Lai was the victim's fraternity big brother and was supposed to look out for the victim.
Are you sorry for what happened? Is there anything you want to say?
As for Sheldon Wong, he was the pledge educator who was responsible for the entire hazing ritual. After the victim was shoved and hit his head, no one called 911 or took him for help for 2 hours. A sad reality for prosecutors.
It really makes you want to take a pause and think about where we're going.
And other students are facing less serious charges as well.
Switching gears a bit, a Suncoast congressman may soon find himself at the center of an ethics investigation. A liberal group wants the Office of Congressional Ethics to investigate whether Congressman Tom Rooney violated House rules by issuing a sharply worded press release about U.S. Senator Bill Nelson of Florida. Rooney sent the release on March 27th, saying he was extremely disappointed in the Democrats' decision to oppose Neil Gorsuch for the Supreme Court. In that press release, Rooney also states, quote, "I hope Florida voters replace him next year." The American Democracy Legal Fund now plans to submit a complaint against Rooney.
On to state politics now. For the 6th time in 6 years, Florida Governor Rick Scott is getting a new chief of staff. Kim McDougal stepping down July 1st from the position she's held since March of 2016. McDougal has worked for the state for 28 years. She says she's leaving to pursue opportunities in the private sector. Her successor has not yet been named.
Well, it's been another record year for tourism here in the Sunshine State. Yesterday, Governor Scott announced more than 31 million people have visited Florida just in the past 3 months of 2017. That's the highest number of quarterly visitors in state history. Meanwhile, nearly 113 million people visited Florida just last year. That increase is evident at some of our airports, as Tampa International Airport is reporting it had its busiest time in March and April in airport history. They've served nearly 4 million passengers over the past 2 months, beating their record set in 2007 by more than 50,000 people. And the Punta Gorda Airport also seeing an increase in passengers. Charlotte County Airport authorities also say over 1 million passengers have used the airport over the past year, with over 120,000 passengers using the airport just last month.
3, 2.
SpaceX has launched its 6th aircraft of the year on Monday evening. It took off from Florida's Kennedy Space Center. The commercial satellite will orbit the Earth to help improve high-speed broadband connections for a London-based satellite firm. So life continues on at the Kennedy Space Center over on Merritt Island after reports of its demise years ago when the government began to cut back.
Busy over there.
Private sector is getting involved with different projects.
They can't book space. It's so, seriously, it's so booked up. There's so many different space agencies popping up across the world now because they just don't have enough satellite time, enough lunch time for everybody.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's busy. We have some pretty weather shaping up, I guess. You know, it's hot, it's humid, but it's pretty quiet. We'll talk about the warm forecast coming up in a few.
All right, thanks, John. Still ahead, May is Healthy Vision Month. We'll tell you what an agency is saying to keep your eyes healthy. That's next.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. It turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,599. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice: choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at temperatures that are right now on the warm side across the region. We're looking at daytime highs today that'll probably top out about 20 degrees warmer than we are right now and run around 8 degrees to 10 degrees above average. We're at 72 right now with a dew point value of 67. Fairly clear skies out there, but it certainly is on the warm side. Those dew point values bringing us a high relative humidity at 84%. Winds out of the east, a little bit stronger, but still pretty light, coming in at about 8. That'll easterly wind will help push the sea breeze pretty close to the coastline today, and that'll be a favored location for any shower development that we do get. And the shower development, like yesterday, is going to be few and far between. 70 degrees in Wauchula, 72 in Arcadia, 71 Mayaca, Lakewood Ranch at 73, Longboat at 74, 74 in Venice, 74 in Inglewood. That's some steamy temperatures for this time morning at this time of year. High pressure out in the Atlantic, kind of nosing in across the peninsula of Florida, brings us our sunny skies today. That dome of sinking air, again, kind of warming the atmosphere and bringing us temperatures that are, just steamy. Yesterday, 94 degrees. And today we'll probably be pretty close to that. An easterly wind around the bottom edge of that high is what's going to keep our sea breeze close to the coast. A series of low pressure areas tracking across the open plains is going to bring some severe weather there, most likely. Perhaps some large hail, gusty winds, and the potential for some strong tornadoes as well, from Dallas all the way up through Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, all seeing a chance at some stronger storms. For us today, and for the next couple of days, our rain chances will be small, but they'll be there. They'll be centered mostly along the coastline. Tomorrow's rain chance will be better than today. It'll still be warm. We'll have those few coastal showers with the sea breeze kept close to the coast and increasing humidity. Moisture from the south will try to lift north, increasing our rain chances a little bit tomorrow. But it's really by the weekend when the best chance of rain will come, as another low pressure area south of us will help to kind of chip away at the high pressure ridge, providing us mostly clear skies. You can see the effect of that kind of old trough sitting out in the Atlantic waters, nosing in over Cuba, where there's a low pressure area that is producing a little bit more rainfall down to the south. Southern tip of the state has the best chances of rain. We saw some showers yesterday, mostly around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Today, I think maybe a few of those heavier showers might be a little bit further to the north. A little bit better chance for that. Rain shower chances highest in the southern tip of the state, even a thunderstorm possibility there. But as I mentioned, back to the west, that's where the chance of the really severe, strong, big storms is located. And there they could see some large tornadoes. That dry air still in place across the Florida Peninsula, indicated here by the 10 colorizations on our water vapor imagery at mid and upper levels. It'll help suppress our shower activity and bring us again today lots of sunshine, warm temperatures. Those ACs will be cranking. Forecast for us today looks kind of like it did yesterday, actually. About a 10% chance of showers with a daytime high in the low to mid 90s, warmer inland, cooler near the coast. And then over the next several days, we stay warm. We stay fairly dry, but an isolated shower or two not impossible. Better chance of rain as we come into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning, State Road 70 as you head east of 301, really seeing an increase in traffic, as well as the Cortez 41 area as you head into downtown Bradenton, but I-75 looking good as you head into Sarasota County. Really the only slowdown throughout that area is on 41 as you head north, and in South County pretty quiet as well. There was an accident earlier off of the road towards I-75, but it looks like that has cleared up in South County on your Tuesday morning.
All right, 5:49 now, and Health Smart, a new push for vision testing.
And also how to protect your eyesight and overall eye health. We have more details in today's Health Minute.
Vision problems are among the top disabilities for American adults, according to the CDC. Some 61 million people across the country are at risk for serious vision loss, the agency says, but only half that number have visited an eye doctor in the past year. But if they're diagnosed and treated early, many eye problems can be prevented. So the CDC and the NIH have designated May as Healthy Vision Month, a time to prioritize eye health. The most important thing you can do to safeguard your vision is have a comprehensive, dilated eye exam every year. Know your family's eye health history and talk to your optometrist about it. A diet rich in fruits and vegetables can also help. Everybody knows carrots are good for your eyes, but dark leafy greens are too. Maintain a healthy weight, avoid cigarettes, and protect your eyes when out in the sun or when playing sports. The CDC also recommends you give your eyes a break periodically, especially if you spend a lot of time focused on any one thing. Try the 20-20-20 rule. For every 20 minutes spent staring at a computer, look at a spot about 20 feet in front of you for 20 seconds. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Well, there are many more tips for protecting your eyesight on the CDC's website. You can head to their website at cdc.gov/vision health.
In other health news, if you're like us, you're one of a third of Americans who don't get enough sleep. Experts now suggest a certain nighttime snack. It's called I can say this. Can you help me say this? Tryptophan. I know I can say that. The CDC says look for tryptophan. They say it causes relaxation and drowsiness. Foods that have high levels of tryptophan include egg whites, soybeans, low-fat cheese, chicken, pumpkin, sesame seeds. Foods that are high in carbohydrates, lean in protein, and low in fat may also boost the production of serotonin and melatonin. That includes granola, unsweetened cereals, or whole grain crackers with milk. Tryptophan is big in Thanksgiving turkeys.
Yes, I'm going to need to keep in this script, because for some reason I thought you shouldn't be eating those things that late at night, but apparently you can.
I guess, I know. They always say don't eat late at night, you'll gain weight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we don't want to do that.
Most 14-year-olds are trying to figure out freshman year of high school.
But one has earned a college degree. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALT named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am goodwill, yeah.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
It does things that seem impossible. Feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
14-year-old Carson.
Meet Carson. He has earned his bachelor's degree in physics from Texas Christian University on Saturday, but get this, he's only 14. Crazy, right? Well, he was homeschooled before he started 8th grade at 5 years old, and he was 10 when he applied for college. Could you imagine seeing that 14-year-old walk across the stage when you were little?
I'm very excited. I just graduated and I have my diploma now. So 4 years of hard work just paid off.
Well, he is now on his way to study physics and astronomy at TCU, so congratulations to him.
Well, homeschooled. Gave him a good springboard there. You know?
That was PhD by 18.
I'd like to buy stock in him, huh?
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Good for him.
That's impressive.
Astronomy. Studying astronomy sounds like something you're interested in.
Meteorology. He'll be a meteorologist someday.
Yeah.
Who knows? The world is his oyster.
That's for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
5:56. We'll update local news headlines, John's forecast, and local traffic in 3 minutes. Stay with us.